magical things. There we are. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
It's Pi Day.
It's Pi Day, 314.
It is Pi Day, yes.
It's also 314 Day for St. Louis. It's our area code, 314.
That's right.
Happy 314 Day to all of my St. Louis natives.
Pi, 3.14. Yeah. That's all I know.
Well, I did a science experiment on pi.
You did?
The mathematical sum of pi. Yes, I did. And I went from St. Louis Normandy High School all the way to California. It was in San Francisco. And I did the Monsanto science experiment. Basically, there was this guy named Buffering. He takes a needle, like a threading needle, and he threw it on lined paper. And the lines were a distance of the pins. And so however many times the pen crossed the line, divided by however many times the pen did not cross the line, always equals the mathematical sum of pi.
Right.
The only thing that I can actually benefit from that experiment is that if I try something enough times, I will land something. That's what I learned from it.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, math. I love numbers, but I'm not a math person. Are you guys math people? Don't forget we have to take a picture at the end of this.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. By the way, Facebook, how's it going today? We are happy.
I'm Devin every time we show up Walls. Just to let everybody know, Devin every time we show up Walls. I'm on Facebook too.
I'm gonna introduce you.
Okay.
Look, and I have my battery pack on here today because I use up a lot of battery on my phone lately.
And gas.
And
gas.
And gas.
And gas.
Oh, gotcha. And gas. Yeah, because I drive from a million miles away. But I'm telling you, I really do have a magical thing about cars. I can make a car last for an amazingly long time without having issues. Because I'm nice to my car.
People are going to start blowing your Facebook up to find out how.
You be nice to your car and you thank it. Yeah. You're like, thank you, car, for bringing me safely to all these places. You're a good car.
Who's a good
car? Yo, good car.
I'm learning something.
I am serious. You got to put that positive energy around things, and then it's good. It'll last a long time.
People should try that in their marriage.
But yes, there's that too. Marriage, children,
right.
You name it. Positive energy is a good idea.
Yes, I'm married.
Yes, I know that. How long have you been married?
4 years.
And positive?
Happy? Oh yeah, I'm very happy. My wife is so awesome. Last night, she came home tired and cleaned everything, and yeah,
that was nice of her.
Very nice of her. You know, and she knows that I'll do the same thing. Last night was not the night that I did the same thing, though.
No, but I get it.
I woke up to this beautifully cleaned house, and I was like, "Thank you, babe."
Yes, I love that feeling. My husband will do that. Like, I'll walk in, I'll be like, oh my gosh, you cleaned. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. We were starting to look really bad here.
Yeah.
Are you ready for us, Sam?
I think so. I feel like this guy's drifting just a little bit. It kind of tends to do that.
Okay.
When you guys sit close like this, I got to make sure that the mics are exactly where they need to be. Otherwise, there's a lot of bleed between the two of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. Cool. All right. I'm ready.
All right. I am ready as well.
All right. Episode.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, well, I should tell you. So that's our timer clock.
Okay.
Right. So when that thing starts blinking at you, that's when we need to wrap it up.
Sure.
There you go. That's it. It's that easy.
All right.
We're good to rock. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Here we go.
Hi, this is Mish Hancock, and you are listening to Mishmash, a place where I get to talk to the weird, wacky, and wonderful people of this world, people I adore and want to know more about. Today, my guest has a mission to help 1 million entrepreneurs earn $1 million by the time he is 40 years of age. Please welcome Devan Walls, a.k.a. Dr. Walls, a.k.a. Mr. Everytime. Hello, Devan.
Thank you. Hi.
1 million by 1 million. 1 million and 1 million. That's a lofty goal.
It is.
How are you going to get there? What just tell me. What's the mission here? What's happening?
Okay. So I guess I have to start back when I was 16 years old. Because a lot of people, like, I was just in this network convention, and they say, how much money do you guys want to make by the end of the year? People were saying 100,000, 200,000. People were saying 500,000. I said a couple million. And they were like, yeah. And nobody really believed that, And I was like, I mean, they said that's a great goal to go for and everything, but chances are it possibly won't happen or whatever. I mean, I don't know how exactly what they were thinking, but when I was 16 years old, I created this 8-foot by 8-foot city. And when I got done with the city, I heard the same voice that I hear on Sunday morning saying, "This is right, that's wrong." That same voice that lets me know right from wrong said, "You are going to build this for my people."
So wait 1 second. 8 foot by 8 foot. That's very small.
It's very small.
Is it tiny people in your city?
I'm going to build this for my people. And I realized this was a city that was going to be a rescue from poverty. It was going to be a rescue from a torn economic system. It was going to be a rescue from abuse and neglect. It was going to be a rescue from a torn healthcare system. It was going to push all of the ills of society out and welcome all of the good of people in. And so I was 16 years old. I didn't know the value of $1. But now that I understand the value of $1, I know that that my goal is real, because I also have a very spiritual connection, with my life. And I ask my mentors, I say, is it possible for God to bless someone to be a billionaire, trillionaire, or a quadrillionaire if their intent is to use that position in life to help people? And the man said, well, yes, it is very much possible for God to bless people like that, because his will is that we will treat our neighbors the way we want to be treated. And if you're going to be in a position to greatly affect your neighbors like that, then he'll definitely supply what needs to be supplied for you to be able to do that. That's a miracle that can be reproduced in someone else's life by faith, because they watched it and now they say, hey, I'm starting off with nothing, but he started off with nothing and he did that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a lot to what I'm talking about, and whatever question you ask me, I'll give you the best answer that I can without being like words that don't mean anything.
I love it. Well, okay, I'm going to go back to something, because what struck me is when you said you were 16 and you didn't know the value of $1, which I think is pretty normal for most 16-year-olds out there.
Right.
And it's difficult to teach sometimes, because, and I have a daughter who's 15, and she I don't think gets in her mind it's like $50 for eyeshadow makes complete sense. And so we have to talk about, well, okay, that's a lot for eyeshadow in your mother's point of view, so that would, maybe be something that would be a little bit more of a special buy than we're going to run out and buy this right now. So at 16, you didn't know the value of the dollar. When did you know the value of $1? When did you get it?
When I got my light bill.
Huh?
When I got my light bill.
Yeah. See, it's when you start paying bills this happens, right?
Right.
You go, oh, goodness, I used lights for a month and it cost that much?
Right. That was everything that I made in tips, or, it takes up so much of what you do for a living to pay that bill. So it's just like, wow.
Wow, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and so you worked in the restaurant business?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think that everybody should work in the restaurant business?
Well, yeah, I think that until you are able to have that experience and appreciate it, then you need to stay there until you're able to appreciate it. Because I remember when somebody told me to go clean the bathroom for my $8.50 an hour, and I knew I was going to have to get on my knees for that $8.50, and I'm like,
ew.
Yeah. But because I already did the basic stuff in the bathroom, but I was going to have to actually get on my knees now. And so I was like, no, I'm sorry, man. I got all these other different things to do. But then I was humbled in that moment. I was just like, okay, this guy has respect for me. He's not trying to disrespect me. He wants us to have a great restaurant, and I want my job.
Right.
So I went in there and I cleaned that bathroom, and I told him, I said, you know what, man, any things you need done around here, you just let me know. And when I finally got it, that we're part of a team, that we're part of, hey, I do this part for what I get out of it. You do this part for what you get out of it. We made riverfront times at the Wasabi in Edwardsville.
Really?
Yes, we did.
See, that is awesome. So that says a lot right there, is that you changed your perspective on what was being asked of you. You could have taken it like, I am too good for that.
Mm-hmm.
But you said, no, I am part of this team, and in order for this team to move forward, this is my part right now.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And don't you think, because you talk to entrepreneurs all the time, we all have to do grunt work as entrepreneurs.
Yes.
We're like the everything. So it
Right.
sounds awesome. I'm an entrepreneur. But we are doing, at the beginning especially, almost every part of our business.
Exactly.
No matter what, right?
Right.
I mean, and you have to learn. I mean, I remember thinking to myself, I am terrible at accounting. Yet I have to be my own accountant. I'm terrible at this. Yet I have to do it. So you kind of start learning, but then don't you think part of that is also you begin to discern here are my skills, here are not my skills, and I have to go find the skilled people in the part that I am not good at in order to really keep growing.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that story. Thank you.
Thank you. Go
ahead. You're going to say something. I can tell. Go.
Yeah. I'm having a great time building this team that I'm building because I'm a network marketer. My very favorite thing in the world to do is be a network marketer. But I had to have a change of heart in my business because my TV show requires so much of my time that I can't depend on money that only comes after I meet a certain amount of requirements. I need to be able to clock in and clock out and then still be able to go take care of this TV show. But the TV show is building me a massive network of really reliable and trustworthy people to run a network marketing business with.
Got
you know,
ya.
and it's going to be their option if they want to be a part of it or not. But, you know, I'm glad that I'm seeing the skill sets by doing the TV shows. Like this guy comes from 2 hours away and has a lead role on the TV show. You know, and as a matter of fact, when I wasn't able to make the Urban League meeting, because I'm trying to teach my team networking events, this guy comes from 2 hours away in Pittsfield, Missouri, and he was the first one to respond to my open text. And I said, you know what? God has chosen you to be the leader. Because I realized it. I said, this is the guy right here that knows how to bridge that I don't know you, you don't know me gap the easiest. So I was like, God chose you to be the leader. You're the first one to respond. You're coming from 2 hours away. I was like, you know, hey, everybody say hello to your leader, you know, and the rest of the people that showed up, their jobs were leadership roles as well. Every one of the people on my team, I look at them as an executive. Our job is to go to these network conventions and then learn what people know and invite them into the Power to Get Wealth TV show. And Denny Moore is the guy that I'm telling you about. He's been one of the number one people in my group, and I love him to death because he does everything that he does with the spirit of excellence, and he does it with love.
Very cool. A true leader then.
Absolutely.
So we're going to take a quick break because I want to get back to, I would like to talk a little bit more about your TV show.
Yes, ma'am.
We will be right back with Devan Walls. Walls. Devan Walls. You have to cut that out because I said his name wrong. I'm thinking of a Wells, an Emma Wells. I know an Emma Wells.
You're a perfectionist. That's good.
You want to just say, we will be right back?
Yeah.
Just do that.
I'll do that again. Or just right now, whenever. Okay. And we will be right back with Devan Walls. See how that sounds so much better. No, my daughter cheers with an Emma Wells, who's adorable. Of course, her whole cheer team is pretty darn cute.
All three of my names are Irish.
Really?
And I was born in the month of March.
I have green coat.
So, I have a green.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All are Irish.
All three of my names are Irish. Devan Anderson Walls.
Devan Anderson Walls.
Devan means poet. Anderson is son of Andrew. And I don't remember what Andrew means, but I do know that Anderson is son of Andrew. And Walls is a name that they gave to the people that were on the outside of the town. They were the wall of the town.
Really?
Yep. They were usually,
I did not know that.
you know, roughneck, real thick-skinned. You know, you're not getting in here unless you have some official humble business to take care of. You have any animosity from you have any animosity, you need to get checked at the door with your coat.
On the wall. Do
Right.
not come in through the wall.
And so it's funny that I have that last name because I'm a passive-aggressive person. I'm very passive. You know, I hit someone and I'll say, hey, did that hurt? I'm sorry. You know, that happened in my life. Like, did I hurt you too bad while we were fighting? But I know how to turn on the aggression too. And but my last name would have probably not been Walls because my grandfather was found on the porch of someone else's home.
Ah.
But then at the
okay.
same time, it could have still been Walls because usually when you leave someone on the porch, it happens to be a cousin or a close relative. It's not just going to be a stranger. So I don't know, but I still fit my name.
You fit your name. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I come from Cabbage Farmers. Do you think I... Seriously. My mother's maiden name is Kapusiak, and it means cabbage farmer. So, I don't know what that means for me. I like cabbage.
Do you eat other things than vegetables?
I actually do.
Okay. Just curious.
I think that I should have come from people that make candy, because that's my favorite type of food.
Okay.
But we're all about the cabbage.
Does anyone in your family make candy?
No.
Okay.
No, we purchase it.
Yeah, like the normal people.
Yeah, you know.
So you're a normal person with a show for the wacky, weird, and wonderful.
Yes, exactly.
Well, how come you're not wacky, weird, and
Oh,
wonderful?
no, I'm wacky and
Okay.
weird. I'm definitely
Okay.
wacky and weird. Don't worry. I've got my wacky and weirdness, but I always tell people it's in a good way, right?
Yeah.
It's good wacky. It's good weird, not, ooh, weird. You know, there's different. You're so weird. That's
I feel
like,
blessed when you call me weird. I was like, that's okay.
weird is a good thing.
Yeah.
Just not
But you know what,
scary
though?
weird.
Yeah, not scary weird, because that was this guy that I know from Colorado when I used to live in Colorado Springs. And he said, you know, he was talking, I was just ear hustling, you know, eavesdropping. And he said that the one thing that you don't want to be called by a female as a male, you don't want to be called weird, you know, because you can bounce back from almost any other adjective but weird. Like, you can bounce back from being broke, you know, because you can just go out there, get you a job, get your money up, and then now you're not broke anymore. You can bounce back from being ugly. You know, you get your swag up, get a really good income. You know, you get your grill redone, you know, get you some contacts, get your hair lined up real nice and stuff, start doing things for your skin. But you can't bounce back from weird. If you weird, you just stuck
But
there,
it
you
can
know.
be good weird. Like, I actively seek good weird.
Yeah.
It's the perspective.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's all from your perspective.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, and how people, the way they say it, right? So someone's like, you're really weird. It means back away and don't talk to me anymore. But you're so weird. That's like, that's funny.
All of your quirks that make you who you are.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Did you fix my flub ups?
They're all fixed.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Sam. I am unflubbed.
So
or deflubbed, yes.
do you integrate commercials into the stuff that you do?
Yes, right now I am sponsored by myself. But I'm working on it. Okay, are we ready to start? Okay, we are ready to
Just ask
start.
you to pull that mic a little bit closer to you.
Absolutely, man.
I'm gonna, there's this, okay, there. I don't get to see us. Oh my gosh. More people following us.
Oh, really?
People following
Well, that's
us.
awesome. So we can't
That's
see ourselves.
good.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we
got
can't
watchers?
see ourselves, but,
You got
well, we do have some watchers, and then I've got, you know, the Twitter things coming in, and, you know, I'm all about the Twitter. All right. You ready?
Yes, I am. Here we go.
Okay. And we are back with Devan Walls, and let me talk about your TV show. Tell me about this show.
I love to. So, I have been a musician for 29 years, and I've been a rapper for 29 years. That's how I started into music. You know, I had a drum set first, and then I started playing on this drum set, and then I started making words come to the beat as I was playing on the drum set. And I said, wow, I just invented something new and something really cool and something fresh. Well, rap had actually started maybe 3, 4, 5 years before I started it. But if you ask me at that time, who was the inventor of rap?
I started this.
I started rap, right? Hey, I'm the
I
originator
am the inventor
here
of rap.
music, right? And so,
Okay.
29 years later, I write this song, and it's called Every Time We Show Up. That's why my name is Devan, Every Time We Show Up Walls on Facebook, because that was a song that entered me into the daytime television entertainment career that I now have. And so this song went from Studio A. It was produced by the guy who put Jibs out. Jibs is another 314 representative.
Okay.
He had the song Chain Hang Low. Well, that guy produced a song, and he said, you know, it's up to you to take this song and do whatever you're going to do with it. It stops here with me, you know, like, unless I
Right.
wanted to pay for some extra services, you know. And that's fine, because, you know, I came from a background of music all of this time, so we can get into that if you want to. I don't want to prolong the story, but so I come out of the studio with this song, and it goes to Murphy Lee's manager. Murphy Lee was second in fame to Nelly of the Saint Lunatics.
Right.
And it goes to a business partner of Tyler Perry's music department. And it didn't go any further than that business partner. I'm not sure if he ever showed Tyler Perry the song. And so, but it also went from that at that point, I was looking for a way to get this song out there and create something for myself. And it goes to all of these Facebook followers of mine. And it ends up in the hands of this person that says, thank you for your submission. If we like what we hear, we're going to put your song on TV. And I'm like, great. You know?
Awesome.
And so a couple days later, yeah, we like your song a lot. We're going to put it on TV. So I'm all happy for a whole week. Now the buzz wears off, and I said, okay, well, tell me more about this. I want to get some concrete answers about how my song
What
is
does
going to
that
be
mean?
on TV,
What,
right?
Where on TV? What
Yeah.
show? Yeah.
Yeah. So schedule this, you know, this chance of a lifetime conversation with Elonda Bless Brown of BGN TV. It's a network that's based out of North Carolina. And it was a very precious, near and dear to my heart conversation. you know, because it was just, you know, everything that I had prayed for. And she said in that conversation, I think that you're the person I'm looking for to run this TV show that I have, that I'm creating. And I told her, I said, well, I would love the opportunity. I've been reading on broadcasting, so even though I was thinking about being a radio personality, I know some of the things that it would take to do some programming. So if you tell me some stuff, it won't be going completely over my head. It'll sound like Spanish to me. Nonetheless, I know that you could be the creator and the administrator. You know, I'll be the steward.
Right.
I'm not trying to say I want to run everything. All I'm saying is you can tell me what to do and I'll get it done for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you put a song out there and then look what happened.
Right.
And then you ended up with this show.
Right.
And where do we see this show?
Okay, so we're still trying to figure out who the carrier is going to be. And I just now found out what a carrier is. That's DirecTV, Charter, or whatever else they have out there.
Gotcha.
And so, as a matter of fact, the more I study the broadcast world, it's being reshaped digitally.
Yes.
And so I understand that just because I don't get feedback from Yolanda telling me how she's going to play her cards in the network doesn't mean that she's not going to play her cards in the network to my benefit. It just means that things are being reshaped right now, and that she's waiting on answers like I'm waiting on answers. So I don't know what channel I'm going to be on.
I mean, that's the thing that you can do now, right? Is that you can go ahead and you can start your show before anybody. I mean, this is what I do with the podcast.
Right, baby. I'm the babysitter. And so we meet up to talk about obtaining wealth, tips on entrepreneurship, to listen to great music because I'm a millennial and a musician, and just to have fun.
And an extremely fast rapper. When I was listening to your songs, I was amazed at how many words you could fit into a second. Yeah.
Well, that's because I went to a Catholic school.
Really?
And so I rap in complete sentences.
I thought you were going to say, because I always had a joke. I grew up Catholic.
Okay.
And I always had a joke about, we just, in Catholic, it's like quick. You have quick mass. Everything's, to the point, right? The mala beads that they use, like, I think for Hinduism and Buddhism, they got mala beads. And there's 108 beads that, and that's, you do the different prayers, 108, right? But, Catholics, we got the rosary, 54. Right. Cut it in half. We do not have time for 108.
I get it.
Wait, we only do 54 beads here.
Right.
So that's interesting. So when I would love, I tried to really listen to all the words, but and it's difficult because there's so many, but it wasn't that I couldn't understand the words. Do you practice, are you one of those people that stand in front of the mirror and practice diction? Like,
I used to. As a child, I used to stand in the mirror and then I would watch what my mouth does in order to know how to rap. And I would walk from Normandy High School through Belle Noire, where people don't know me at, but it's still part of Normandy. And then I would walk into Belle Ridge, and I would walk through these places where people didn't know me, so they couldn't really judge me. And if they did, it didn't hurt. And I would be freestyling anything that I could think of. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm going to freestyle on the air for you.
I won't make you.
Thank you.
You just tell me what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you feel the need to start rapping something, just say so and we'll let you.
Okay. Okay. So that's how I perfected my craft. I did it in front of large audiences. I did it by walking up to people and asking them, hey, if you like the way my music sounds, would you get one of my CDs? Can I show you something live right now? And so I had already performed 1,000 times that week before I ended up on my next show. So I did this, I put in 18 hours a day selling my music in order to build the money that I needed to handle my business and to take care of my children while I was handling my business. And I would walk down the streets of Colorado Springs and people would scream their lungs out, and I would get so furious because I was like, why are these people screaming at me? And then it was just like my conscience went off and said, it's because you're selling all of this music, Devin. You keep on selling music like that, people see you, they're going to be like, hey, that's him.
That's him.
Yeah.
So, okay, but you can listen to your music right now on SoundCloud.
Yes, you
if
can.
anybody's interested, right? That's where it's living.
That's right. SoundCloud.com/Dr. Walls.
Dr. Walls. And so I listened to someone, I just thought it was so fun. And I actually got to see you rap one time, remember?
Yes, you did.
When I first met Devin, that's what, he's like, oh yeah, I'll rap for you. And I'm like, how fun is this?
So we got 1 minute and 7 seconds. Can I do something?
Go for it.
Okay. In southern Illinois, it seems like the powers that be straight be hating on our folk. They robbing from us through the power bill industry, literally taking what's ours, yo. The price of the power they using is pennies, compare it to highway robbery. So I come here to level the field with no home field advantage, emerging from poverty. And my company growth meteoric, my flow metaphoric, so they can't ignore it. Plus I'm coming so hard from the start that it ain't hard to see. Dionne Warwick. I'm rocking church clothes in the hood, telling power consumers it's time to get paid back. My tie double Windsor, my words never censored. My Chrysler 300 is laid back, suited up from the shoes to the neck. I was bouncing on my toes in the boardroom meeting with the deal. Everybody on my board getting checks. I don't sell kilowatts, just got a better way to pay your bill. For real, you need a light bill, doctor, because it cannot be cured with pills. And as a Roma diagnosis, let me get your account information from you. I'ma get you healed. 10 digits, name, address, raise on, email, and the number you get paid on. I'ma reach you if I have to use a payphone. Just to find you, I'll probably throw the J's on. We all good like to smell good. I sprayed on. Put that on the color orange. I don't gotta stay long. Get you locked in with the price you can bank on. On your way to Bible study, you could get your thanks on. And then I'ma get my praise on. Even when the home for the advantage still made known that the power company would have to put their brakes on. Told you that the system was about to get shaked on. Truth on the beat playing, can you hear it? $50 gift cards wouldn't get near it. Gonna drop their request when they clear it. Kilowatt price slain in the spirit.
Oh my gosh. Yay! Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Oh, how fun. How fun. Thank you. All right, we will be right back with Devan Walls. That was awesome. How fun is that? Awesome. Isn't that fast? Yeah. It's like, that's a lot of words. I love it. I think that's so amazing. That amazes me. That amazes me. That is such a talent right there. That's where he got me. Yeah. When I met him, I went, "Come on my show, please."
I was so glad to be able to be a part of it. Yeah, you know, I actually just got a record deal yesterday.
What?
And I have been trying everything I could to get a record deal.
Where, who, what?
Okay. You want to talk about that on the next segment?
Well, our next segment is going to be question times, but we can do this first. So we'll do that, and then we'll get into questions. Okay. But really?
Yes.
That is so awesome.
Yep.
Do I know them?
You know what? I'm not sure how big they are, but I do know that they know people like Cameron. They know, you know, they can get their music into the right people's hands. Yeah.
Because that's a whole, the music business is not easy.
It's not.
Just from what I know about it, it is not easy, you know. I mean, and I think there's so many incredibly talented people out there. The difficulty is that talent being found by the right person. Right. I mean, it's almost like divine intervention that has to take place before
and I believe
that
that's exactly what we're dealing with here, because all I wanted to do was take my TV show and then wrap a record deal around it. Mm-hmm. Even though on the TV networks, and it doesn't matter if I have a record deal or not. And I could get my show taken care of without a record deal. Right. But if somebody asked me, how did you end up on daytime television? And I say, well, it's because of my music. And then they say, well, show me your music. And then I hand them one of these bad boys. They're going to say, well, that doesn't look like you're really that prevalent in music. Right, right. And so I said, well, let me get a record deal to wrap around this daytime television entertainment career. And then that way I'll be able to have some traction if I get into a conversation. By the way, I'm a rapper.
Right, exactly. You know? Mm-hmm.
So
okay, so we're going to start. Yes, we're going to start with talking about. Hey, look how nice he is. Yes. We're going to start with talking about your record deal, yes, and then we can go into questions. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, here we
go. Okay, and we are back with Devan Walls, and so record deal. Tell me.
Ma'am. Okay, so in 2012, I've always known since I was a little kid, since I built that model city that I told you about, that I could go to Racine, Wisconsin, and have a record deal. My uncle, Kenneth Jones, is a very, very good friend of the people that he comes into contact with. And so I always wanted to prove that I can make it without my uncle's help. And so I never took him up on the offer to go to Racine, Wisconsin. Well, in 2012, I went to Racine, Wisconsin, because my back was up against the wall. Mm-hmm. I wanted to do some live shows in order to create the income that I needed to stay ahead.
And it's okay to ask for help.
Right. And so I went to Racine, Wisconsin, and I made this song called Platinum Rush. And it's also on my SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Dr. Walls, DRWALLS. You can listen to Platinum Rush. Good job. This guy that recorded Platinum Rush, I reached back out to him and I told him about my daytime entertainment career. And I told them, I said, you know, I need to be able to produce music as fast as I'm producing shows. And I said, by the way, since I met you in 2012, I know I can write a song now every single week. You know, so we can have some serious traction here, and we can move a lot of units because, you know, this is TV. And I never told him the target markets that we hit, but it made sense to him. And I knew that if my offer got into the right person's ears, that we'd have ourselves a deal. And he said, Devin, he said, I listened to that song. That song was so hard. That's actually my ad-lib tag. So hard. You know? He said, that song was so hard, dude. He was like, man, I got you, Devin. He said, plus I'll shoot your videos too.
Oh, cool.
And so that's what I needed. I need, you know, music production, video production, CD covers, CD manufacturing, flyers, posters, and everything that would make me look like I was already signed by those guys that do that stuff.
Perfect. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yep, I'm
All
so
right.
proud.
We're going to be keeping an eye on you.
Yes, ma'am.
But first, we have to ask you questions. Are you ready for questions?
I'm ready
time?
for your questions.
Okay. Now, you know you have free license with these. You
Okay.
can take them wherever you wish.
Awesome.
So since you know so many entrepreneurs,
Yes, ma'am.
what is your one word that would sum up an entrepreneur?
Faith.
I love that.
Faith.
That's exactly true.
Faith is what purchased everything that I'm doing. It wasn't how much money I have. It was how much faith I have.
Oh, good answer, sir. I love that one. Okay. So you were 5 when you invented rap, right?
Yes. Yep.
At what point did you think to yourself, like, do you have a memory of a time that you thought, I really got something here? Like, you know, you were doing it
Sure.
at 5. You weren't like, I am going to do this with my life. More,
Okay.
Well, maybe you were. But what point did you say, oh, wait, I am pretty good at this. I think I can take this somewhere. Was there a time, a feeling, a moment?
I went on tour with Busy Bone. Busy Bone is one of the rappers in Bone Thugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you went on tour?
I went on tour with him at the age of 27, 28, and I still didn't know that I had something special. I mean, I almost got a $200,000 deal, and I still didn't know that I had something special. I mean, I thought it was more special than the people that evaluated me. They said that out of a scale of 1 to 10, you got a 7.5, and I'm like 7.5. You know, they say,
1 to
well,
10.
yeah, they say, well, that's still Powerball numbers in terms of a record deal.
Really?
And so, yeah, 7 out of 10 by A&R standards is awesome. It's just not more than awesome.
Gotcha.
And so, but I knew I still had some doubts because I didn't know what to do to brand myself or anything like that. Well, it actually hit me when I was out on Washington Street, Washington Boulevard in St. Louis, Missouri.
Uh-huh.
And I was doing that song that I just did before ended the last segment. And I was listening to myself on an outer body experience, listening back at myself and said, wow, this song is really going to go where I want it to go. I would tell people, you know, by the time I'm 34 years old, my music is going to be nationwide. And I was speaking my destiny into the ears of so many people. But when I started really, really listening to the lyrics on that song, I was like, this is really going to happen. It overtook me. I started smiling at the people like, do you hear what you're listening at?
Aww.
It was shocking me, like, this. I created this. And so it was 6 months ago when I found out after 29 years of rap music that I could actually do something with it.
Very cool. So, oh my gosh, so this is like pretty new, the whole I got this.
Yeah. So I tell people, like, if you think that I'm like so excited about my music career when I'm supposed to be branding myself as a television guy, and they like, you know, you try to double brand yourself, then, you know, that's not the way the world works. You have to stick to one thing and focus it.
No, not
so,
today. Multiple streams.
I say, well, you know, you got to look at how I almost gave up on this thing for 29 years. And now it's now happening. So why wouldn't I be so thrilled to tell you about what's happening in this career that, you know, I could have gave up on so many times.
Well, exactly. And the other thing is that you yourself are your brand, and other things can fall underneath that, right? So you are your brand, but then you have a TV show and you've got a music career and you are helping entrepreneurs. I mean, that's the tying factor.
Mm-hmm.
And what's cool about a personal brand is you don't have to create it. It just is, right? Because it's just who you are.
Yeah.
You know, so you.
And so I'm just trying to figure out how to take me and put it on paper. So that way it can make sense to someone that thinks
The visuals
that
and
thinks
the marketing.
before the millennial, you know, that code of thinking. I want to be able to make sense to that code of personalities.
Very good. I love it. Okay, so this is from one of your songs, but who rules the trap? I just
Who
wanted
rules
to
the
ask
trap?
that.
Okay.
Because
Well,
I sound so cool saying it.
yeah. So Rule the Trap is basically a song that I wrote about my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He is the ruler of everything. And so he's using people that believe in him to carry out his plan.
And what's the trap?
The trap. The trap is in the embodiment of hip hop. It's actually a subgenre
Oh, okay.
of rap, but it's also parallel symbolic of your typical modern ghetto. It's the trap.
So there's so many layers to that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew there was, but I think that that's so interesting. I mean, that's one of the things that I love about musicians is that there's so many layers to what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you ask the question, you really don't know. And it can change over time. I mean, 10, 20 years from now, I'm going to ask you that, and there'll be all kinds of nuances that will come to you during that time.
Right, because before I die, I want there to be less filth in the trap. As a matter of fact, I want to untrap the minds of the people in the trap.
Yes, exactly.
And so, we can call it a trap 20 years from now, but it's going to look like Bellevue Gardens, because I'm going to put in initiative of people that care. And I'm going to volunteer with the time that I have left on this planet to be a steward of these lands and reverse the physical degradation. And I also want to reverse the spiritual and mental degradation of the trap.
I am glad you're here. We
Me
need
too.
people. This is good, right? We need people like you. This is what's going to help us get out of all the craziness that has been created. And it's not going to happen easily.
No.
We all know that. So, right now I'm looking at how wacky the world is. And I'm like, okay, I know it's wacky.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are spinning, but don't spin. Just kind of stay in that calm center and bless the people spinning. But you keep doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep doing your thing, Devan Walls. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you for being a guest today.
You're very welcome.
This has been wonderful.
I really appreciated my time here, and I want to speak to the people that read, the number one book on the planet, the Bible. There's a guy in the Bible that loved God with his heart, mind, and soul the way that we were instructed, and no other man, physical living person, loved God more than Josiah. But that doesn't mean that you can't be next after Josiah.
I love it. Thank you, Devan Walls.
Thank you, too.
And thank you, everyone out there, for listening. You have been listening to Mishmash. Go to iTunes, subscribe, because we always have amazing people like Devan Walls on our program. Thanks. Yay! Good job, sir. That was awesome.
It was.
I feel all inspired now.
Yeah, me too. I'm so glad I was able to make it because I was just like, man, I got to get here.
It worked?
Yeah.
We made it work?
We made it work. And that's the thing about being an entrepreneur. It's like, okay, I'm going to have to go this way and that way in order to make
But I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Hey, we were 7 minutes late. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
That's good. Sam knew the scoop. He's like, come on it. I'll be ready. Come on in.
So how do I get this live thing that you did?
We'll say unlive. We're going away. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Have
everybody.
a good day.